Welcome to another edition of Let's Play WCW 2000. We have arrived at our second pay-per-view of the new year, and that is Superbrawl 2000. This is, I guess you could say, a buffer pay-per-view between Superbrawl, between Mayhem, and the pay-per-view at the end of the month, Night of the Legends, where we will find out at the top of the hour what will happen in 2 weeks' time at Night of the Legends. But without further ado, let's jump into this. The next installment of the longest reigning, or one of the longest reigning WCW pay-per-views. Let's get to Superbrawl 2000. And we kick the show off with a battle royal. See, I'll go like this and say that this battle royal is an old school battle royal because the winner of this battle royal does not get anything other than $25,000. So the winner of the battle royal does not get a title shot, does not get a month off, does not get anything like that. The winner of the battle royal gets $25,000. And if you don't know why that's old school, then go back and look at old cards and just old events where they had battle royals. Most of the time, the winner would get money. Unfortunately, during the match, the American Nightmare sustained cracked ribs, and apparently Tank Abbott was the one who caused the mistake, or caused the injury, that's so American Nightmare get hurt. And now, the match that got a little bit of build, I believe, on Thunder. Bam Bam Bigelow once again defending his WCW Hardcore Championship this week against Johnny Webb. After Johnny Webb came to bat for his mentor, Terry Funk, either on Thunder last week or Nitro. But either way, Bam Bam Bigelow quickly sends away the upstart from the Tri-State, as he once again retains the WCW Hardcore Championship. And now the show begins with Terry Funk in the ring, and Terry Funk makes an announcement that will shock the WCW. First, he announces that the main event tonight between NWO 2000, Ric Flair, Harlem Heat, and Road Warrior Animal will be a 8-man tag team elimination match where the last man standing, it doesn't matter if it's Team NWO or Team Ric Flair, but either way, the last man standing will be the man who faces Scott Steiner in 2 weeks' time at Night of the Legends. Also, to clear up any confusion, Chavo Guerrero will go one-on-one tonight against Juventud Guerrera. The third order of business is this, that in 2 weeks' time at the Night of the Legends, we will be doing something we have not done for 6 years here in the WCW, and that is announcing the class of 2000 for the WCW Hall of Fame. And if that wasn't enough, I've been told by WCW executives that I am not fit, that they want to change things up a bit. So they have named a co-commissioner of WCW, and he will be announced Monday night on Nitro. So, there we go. Wait, no, let me rephrase that. It will not be a co-commissioner. The new president of WCW will be announced, will be here Monday night on Nitro to apparently give me some sort of performance review. So, tune in for that. And out comes the NWO, and they basically talk about how they know Terry Funk is trying to get in between them and cause tension like he tried to do last month by making it a triple threat match for the WCW World Heavyweight title. But that isn't going to work, because it doesn't matter who wins. Scotty Steiner will be the WCW World Champion when all the dust settles, either way. Kevin Nash does most of the talking. You could tell Steiner is fuming with the announcement from Terry Funk about whoever wins the match gets a title shot at Night of the Legends against Scott Steiner. But either way, Scott is held back. But that doesn't stop both Terry and Steiner from going nose to nose. But you just hear Jeff Jarrett saying, "Don't do it, Scott, don't do it. It ain't worth it. He's not worth your time. He's not worth the champ's time. Don't do it. Hold your composure." So in the end, it's just a heated confrontation between Steiner and Commissioner Terry Funk. I know I said it was going to be a singles match, but I guess it slipped my mind, is the best way to say it. And, as it turns out, Juventud Guerrera is the new Cruiserweight Champion. And you can't say that it had anything to do with Evan Courageous being in the match, because Evan Courageous was out first. And then we saw Chavo versus Juvi, and Juvi still gets the win and becomes a three-time Cruiserweight Champion, and the new Cruiserweight Champion here in WCW. The first of 5 title defenses tonight. And we already have one new champion. Or, wait. 3 title defenses, I'm sorry. 3 title defenses, and we already have one new champion. What does that mean for Guerrero and Norman Smiley on tonight's broadcast? But either way, we get to the next match, and it is Medusa going up against Disco Inferno. And the match goes 45 seconds, with Disco getting himself intentionally counted out. So, you have to wonder, what exactly Disco's plan was by doing this, or Disco accomplishes by doing this, because he comes up short against Medusa, who's been trying on and off for the last 6 months to find a spot for the women here in WCW, even if it means going up against the men. And right now, tonight, she showed why by defeating Disco Inferno, yes, by countout, but she still defeated him. Either way, with Disco still standing on the outside, he grabs a microphone and starts talking to Medusa. He tells her, "Look, you think you're standing in there and you accomplish something. Well, I hate to break it to you, sister. You accomplish nothing, because unlike you, I'm not gonna hit a woman. Because I know that won't look good for me, and that sure as hell won't look good for WCW. And if you don't like it, well then go to CNN Center and take it up with the higher-ups, or maybe, just maybe, tomorrow night, you could take it up with the new president of WCW. Because I'm not going to step in the ring with you. if it's gonna make me look bad. Because me stepping in the ring with you requires me to hit a woman. And I'm not gonna do that. Look, I know... Oh, why don't you just end the feud? Well, what the heck else am I gonna use Disco for? Put him in a feud with Medusa and actually do something productive with him. So this just means that, yes, you will be seeing Medusa tomorrow night on Nitro having some interaction with the new president of WCW. Either way, we move to the next match, and it is the WCW television title match, as Norman Smiley goes up against Jim Duggan. And though over the last month and a half, Norman has done wonders for the belt, then again, everyone has done wonders for the belt. Then again, everybody has done wonders for the belt thus far, except Scott Steiner, who has yet to defend it. But that's beside the point. Look, I know I probably could have picked a better feud for Norman Smiley than Jim Duggan, and heck, I probably could have picked a better champion for the TV title. But it just fit because of Mike Sanders and his association with Norman Smiley. But either way, because of his promo, I believe it was on Thunder, where he talked about, proving his critics wrong, and, going in and winning the title, so on and so forth. Jim Duggan unfortunately comes up short. I know. Oh, you could have made him win the title and just lose it back, just to say he did it. But, I mean, do people really care about the TV title that much? I wonder how people are going to be pissed off when I release Jim Duggan and send him away because of, well, his inability at this point to put on a good match. But that's just me. Now we head back, now, following that match, we hear a familiar tune, and it is the Macho Man, Randy Savage, as Randy Savage makes his way out to the ring, and Randy cuts a promo. I just tell Randy that, plain and simple, you have the ball, take it. Because I'm not scripting Randy, I tell him, this is what I want the promo to be about, and I give him the ball. And for a good reason why, the rating of the segment got an 86, and Randy improvised well throughout the segment. But instead of continuing to toot my own horn, I'm going to say this. Randy Savage talked about how, well, pretty much, if Vince Russo can break the script, so can I. Randy brings some reality into this and says that his contract is up in a little over 2 months. And though he would love to come back, he thinks it's time to walk away and leave the WCW and wrestling in general behind him, and take some time away to be with his fiance. I only say fiance because I don't know if he was married at this time or dating or whatever. Let's just go with a fiance. To be with his fiance and to start a family. And therefore, WCW has let me choose who I go out with and who my last match in this company is with. And there is nobody else that I could think of that I would rather have my last match with than Diamond Dallas Page. So Dallas, come on out to the ring. I got something to say to you. Randy looks Dallas in the eyes. Dallas walks out and looks he looks Dallas in the eyes. Randy does, and says, when I first came to WCW, I didn't feel like I had it anymore. Because I was trying so hard to prove those folks up north wrong that I could still do it. And yes, maybe, just maybe, that time away that I had before I made my return and eventually joined the New World Order was the best thing for me, because I came back and feuded with you. And Dallas, that was not just one of my best feuds in WCW, it was one of my favorite, it was one of the best feuds of my career. And that's why I can't think of anybody else that I want to have my last match in this company with other than you. All Dallas says is he shakes Randy's hand. They hug, and he shakes his head. And he takes the mic, takes a deep breath, and says, "Randy, you got it." And that means, before I get into this tag team title match, that means that in 2 weeks' time, at Night of the Legends, Randy Savage will renew his rivalry with Diamond Dallas Page one last time, as Randy will go one-on-one with Dallas Page in his final WCW match. And now we go to the tag team title match, as I apologize, there were actually 4 title matches tonight, and it is our second new champions, as Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio defeat the Varsity Club to become the new WCW World Tag Team Champions. And you might say, well, why did the Varsity Club win it in the first place if they only kept it for a month? It's the Varsity Club. You really gonna tell me that they deserve to keep it for any longer than a month? This is in no way, shape, or form insulting Rick Steiner or Mike Rotunda. They're both skilled in the ring, but I think that their talents could be better utilized in other ways. And also, well, what were the Filthy Animals doing last month? You ever think that the only reason why the Varsity Club won the tag team titles in the first place is because they were holding the belts for the Filthy Animals while they finished their feud with the Revolution? And that's exactly why I did it. But either way, Kidman and Mysterio celebrate their first tag team title reign, and they join Eddie Guerrero as members of the Filthy Animals with gold around their waist, as Kidman and Mysterio celebrate in the ring with their new tag team title gold. We move to the next match as Kanyon faces Conan, and Kanyon is victorious with a hint after cheating, and in many ways Kanyon picks up a shocking win over K-Dog, because thus far K-Dog has only lost one time since the start of the new campaign. So this is quite a big win for Kanyon. And now we move to the United States title match as Eddie Guerrero defeats Meng via countout to retain his United States title in a solid match, but a match that I thought was going to get a little bit better than it did. But either way, a solid match by Meng and Eddie Guerrero, and I can guarantee you will see a rematch between these two in 2 weeks at Night of the Legends. But either way, now we move to the next match as Harlem Heat, Road Warrior Animal, and Ric Flair go up against NWO 2000. And the babyfaces are victorious, with Road Warrior Animal getting eliminated first, then Stevie Ray, then Kevin Nash, then Booker T, then Ric Flair, Scott Hall, and then Ric Flair did not get eliminated, sorry. Then Jeff Jarrett, then Scott Hall, then Scott Steiner. That's right. Not only did the babyfaces win, but Ric Flair got a victory over the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, and that means that in 2 weeks, at Night of the Legends, it will be the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, going up against Scott Steiner for the WCW World Title. And then we have a face-off between the NWO and the Babyfaces as Superbrawl comes to a close and we head to black. Unfortunately, due to the poor main event and the poor semi-main event, I don't think that this show got as good as I wanted it to, or needed it to. But let's see. Are you kidding me? It lost its popularity in one region. One region it lost its popularity in. Seriously? And I don't know what to say. You know, I really don't know what to say. Other than, hopefully we can do better tomorrow night on Nitro. Or even in 2 weeks at Night of the Legends. And yes, by the end of the 2 weeks, you will be sick and tired of hearing me say, in 2 weeks' time, at Night of the Legends, this will happen. But until then, we have, 2 weeks. So, let me know down in the comment section below, what was your favorite part of the show, what was your least favorite part of the show, and do you think that the final rating is a fair rating, that being a 73, or do you think that this show was better than the game gave me credit for? But if you don't want to leave because as always, feedback is more than welcomed and appreciated. But if you don't want to leave a comment, then you can always leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this, that you can only find right here at Wrestling Express. Till next time. Later.